Welcome to Firearms of America. Today, as you guys can see, I am back here at Shooters in Fort Myers, Florida, and this is my last day visiting Shooters. Definitely gonna miss this place, but today I have something special for you guys. Today I have 4 handguns that I will be reviewing. First one I'll start in this review is gonna be the Shadow Systems DR920. There's a lot of hype about this particular handgun on the internet, so I was looking forward to reviewing one of these. I'll also be doing the review of Smith & Wesson M&P chambered in 22 Magnum. I've never shot anything chambered in 22 Magnum, so I'm really excited about this one. I also do have a new Springfield Echelon, really cool name, chambered in 9mm as well. We're gonna do the review of that later. And also very heavy, this one, let me tell you. This is from Rock Island, 2011 platform with, as you can see, double stacked magazine, but they call it a 1911. So yeah, excited to do shooting of this one as well. It's chambered in 40 Smith & Wesson. So I probably already made an update of the video of why this is my last day at Shooters, but if you haven't seen it, check it out. But let's continue with the Shadow Systems DR920. Check this thing out. Chambered in 9mm, 4.5-inch barrel, and you can get it a 5-inch if you want a threaded barrel. They do have that option as well. 17 capacity magazine, and it actually accommodates a Glock magazine. In fact, this is pretty much your Glock 17 with a little bit of some bells and whistles. So before talking about all this bells and whistles, let's do some shooting. Now, I do have the standard magazine that comes with it, and it's actually the PMag, which honestly I'm not very impressed with. This is the PMag G17 magazine. It does have the orange follower, just like the Generation 5 Glock magazine OEM, which I do have here as well. We'll do shooting from both, and we'll see how they compare. But as far as the ammo goes, we're gonna be shooting some 9mm from MagTac, which is a great range ammo. Let's put some 5 rounds into the PMag first. Now, I never had any kind of experience with the PMags for Glock. I've shot the Pro Mag, wasn't a fan of it, and I do use some PMags for my rifle, and I'm very happy with it. So we'll see how they done for the Glock magazines. Okay, so as you can see, the targets are freshly painted. I'll start with the very middle white circle right here. So, man, exciting. It's been a while since I've been out here. Let's do some shooting. Gotta say, the flared magwell makes it very easy to get it in there. Close enough. There we go. Okay, so 3 on the dot, and then 2 right around. Not a bad group, especially considering, and you can see that right there, considering that I haven't, it's been a while since my last gun review. Okay, so it shoots like a Glock 17. It handles like a Glock 17. I gotta say, I like the sights, but we will get into it. Let's start with from the very beginning, as always, with the grip. And as you can see, there's right out of the box, there's a very nice warning label for you, just so that you know that you shouldn't take out this pin. Take out this pin right here. Warning. Yeah, gotta love those. But it is nicely stippled. It's a laser stippling. It's not as good as hand stippling, but this is the closest thing that you can get to the hand stippling, and it does feel pretty good. Also, you probably notice some additional stippling here to give you kind of that gas pedal effect if you want a little bit of a better grip, better handling. And I know I'm pointing the gun in the direction of there's nobody in the ranch. It's Wednesday afternoon. If somebody comes in, I stop the review, so don't worry about that. And there is also some serrations at the front of the trigger guard in case you're one of those people, if you like that. You probably noticed the accessory rail, and I already mentioned the flared magwell, which makes the, in combination with tapered at the top magazine, which is not, it's not that much. Honestly, it's not as much of a tapering on the PMag magazine compared to the original Glock magazine. Check this out. And also it doesn't have windows compared to, honestly, let's just say it, okay? This is the PMag. You can hear how it sounds. You don't want that. Just if you're getting this handgun, get yourself OEM Glock magazines. All right, so it's pointless. But moving further, we got our very similar mag release to very similar to the Glock, obviously, because the Glock frame, it's not ambidextrous. In fact, nothing is. The slide stop, slide release, whatever you like to call it, slide stop, is not ambidextrous either, so this is not exactly lefty friendly. You do have a little bit of cutout here just to make it a little bit more getting your left hand up there just for a better leverage to handle the recoil. Helps quite a lot. The ergonomics are pretty good. If you are a Glock person, you definitely gonna appreciate the ergonomics of this gun. Like I said, it does come with the accessory rail if you want to put your laser, if you want to put whatever. Now the barrel is a match grade barrel, and as you can see it is fluted, so if you appreciate that, well, there you go. Although I gotta say the accuracy, well, it's probably me, but will you notice the huge accuracy difference between the match grade fluted between the regular OEM Glock barrel? Yeah, probably not. But the slide does have some serrations at the back and on the front, and as you can see, quite some chunk was cut out, and that's one of the noticeable difference that you will see when you're handling this between the Glock 17, is that it does feel noticeably lighter, and that's one of the reasons is because the chunk of it was taken out, so it does help reducing the weight. Obviously, you do have your MOS cut out here for your favorite red dot optic, and you do have the red dot or silencer ready. Well, this is not a threaded barrel, but these are silencer ready sights because, as you can see, they are taller. So let's do some more shooting, some more 5 rounds. And you know what? This time I'm gonna put it in the OEM Glock magazine. I'm gonna shoot that. Honestly, so far, I gotta say, I mean, it's a good handgun. I mean, if you know, it's a Glock platform, so there's very little room for failure there. And I would say one of the things that, probably could have been better out of the box is the PMag. Just don't use it. Use the OEM Glock magazine if you really want to have it, you know, solid performance from this gun. But does it justify the price? You know, it's probably $250 more expensive than just buying a Glock 17. Is it worth it? It's a tough question. It's a really tough question, but let's do some more shooting. Let's try to hit the flappy pedals. As you can see on the right, the tree, I'll try to hit that. Last one was a miss because I was trying too hard. Okay, so I do like it, but you got to keep in mind, I do like it because, like I said, it's a Glock platform. It's really hard not to like it. It's really hard to get a failure out of this gun. But with that being said, is it really worth the price increase that you're paying? So let's talk about the sights. That's one of the things that is different from, obviously, you know, the standard Glock sights. And as you can see, like I said, they are silencer ready. They are, you know, they will align, most likely, they will co-witness with your red dot optic. And as you can see at the back is just a regular, you know, 2-post rear sight, nothing crazy. And then at the front, it's a Tritium, so it's night sight at the front. And you know, if you're one of those people that thinks that, hey, you know, I'll do just fine with just the front side being the night side in the, you know, not very lit situations, yeah, it's fine. I mean, most of the times the, you know, aiming, shooting is a muscle memory anyway. So really, technically, you don't need sights at all if you are used to drawing your handgun and firing it, you know, acquiring the target just by, you know, you're not using the sights for the most part. But To me personally, if you're getting something with night sights, get something with night sights, not just with a night sight at the front. To me, that doesn't make any sense. I love the night sights. I think it's a great feature to have, but something like this doesn't make sense to me. But as the sights in general, not night sights or badly lit situations, just the night sights, just the sights in general. Sorry, no night sights. Just the sights in general, I think these are pretty good. I do like the fact that at the back, the rear sight is just plain black, so there is no confusion. You are aligning the posts at the very top, and for a quick target acquisition, if you do, combat tactical situations, you do have that little green or yellow, whatever, very bright dot at the front for the faster target acquisition. That is pretty good. Now, let's talk about the trigger. The trigger is, again, you do have, your standard Glock feel to the trigger, although it is, as you can see, it has been, I can't really say improved, changed, okay? It feels different, it looks different, but overall, this is pretty much what you would expect from, a standard Glock trigger. You do have your safe action system, the pre-trigger, which serves as a drop safety, as well as, psychologically, you have your finger on the trigger before you actually have the finger on the trigger. Then you have about 2.5, 3 millimeters of very safe, very familiar travel, and then you have a little bit of that hesitation that you kind of need to get used to, just like in a standard Glock trigger, and then it's a crisp break. So it feels pretty much exactly like the standard Glock trigger, apart from the shape that was changed. Honestly, is it worth the upgrade? Is it worth, saying that, hey, I have this kind of trigger instead of a standard Glock trigger? Well, operation-wise, feeling-wise, it really is the same exact thing. So let's do some 5 more rounds, and I'll try to hit some more flappy paddles. And you know what? In fact, I'm gonna do 10 rounds, and I'm gonna do some rapid fire, just because I want to put this PMAG through a little bit of a test. And the reason why I'm being really, really cautious with the mags, with the aftermarket mags for Glock, is if you watched any of my Glock reviews, I probably mentioned literally in every one of them, that the only problem that I've ever had jamming with the Glock 17 specifically was with the aftermarket magazine. That's it. That was the only problem. But hopefully PMAG is the exception. So let's do some rapid fire. Really, it's not going to show us anything with just 5 rounds or 10 rounds rapid fire that I'm doing. Really, it's not an indication that this is good or this is bad. But this is something for you to keep in mind if you are going with this particular handgun. Okay, let's see. Do some not too shabby. The mag feels cheap. It really does feel a little. Check this out. This is like compared to the Glock magazine. Yeah. But as you can see, it works without any problems. Again, 5 rounds is not an indication that this is how it's always going to perform. And regardless if you're buying the gun, I do recommend upgrading your magazines to OEM Glock magazines. And overall, honestly, I can't say anything bad about it. It's a great gun. It feels good. The ergonomics are fantastic. Glock. I'm really used to Glock trigger, so to me this trigger feels spot on. Probably about 4.5, 5 pounds of pull, which is what you get on your Glock trigger. Honestly, I would expect them to make it a little bit lighter, like one of those ghost trigger assembly upgrades. But honestly, for if you're carrying it as a sidearm and you're more tactical combat situations, this is much better than a lighter trigger for sure. The sights are pretty good. I don't see the point of the front Nitride, but overall the sights are pretty good. You do have the optic cutout, but you can get, you know, your Glock 17 or 19 or whatever you're getting with an MOS cutout these days anyway. It does feel lighter, which is a huge plus. And of course the laser stippling. I mean, this feels definitely better than the standard Glock grip. But again, you know, is it worth the price? It really is for you to decide. Overall, the operation is pretty good. I do have to say the slide stop, slide release is something that I did not mention in this review. It does feel pretty much exactly the same as the Glock slide stop, slide release. It works very well, one-hand operation if you want to use it as a slide release, although most people will say don't do it because, you know, eventually you polish it to the point where it's, you know, on the last round it will start, you know, not locking back. But overall, you know, it's a great gun. It's hard to go wrong when it's a Glock platform. It's up to you if you want to spend the extra money. Personally, to me, I would just buy a Glock 17. But this is a little bit of a cool aftermarket version. So, thank you for watching this review. Appreciate your time. God bless. Hopefully this was helpful. Let's get into our next one.